Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the darkest and most intriguing mysteries in the world of Berserk. What did Griffith look like after his horrific torture, but before he became femto? The anime and manga give us hints, but what if we dig a little deeper? Let's explore the possible appearances and the symbolic meanings behind them. Griffith the White Hawk was known for his ethereal beauty, almost otherworldly in his grace and charm. His appearance symbolized his lofty ambitions and the purity of his dream to create a kingdom. But all of that changed after his capture and the unspeakable torture he endured. Griffith's time in the torture chamber was nothing short of nightmarish. He was subjected to unimaginable pain, both physically and psychologically. The torturer himself describes how Griffith was stripped of his humanity, his tendons cut, his body emaciated, and his spirit shattered. But the manga leaves much of his post-torture appearance to the imagination. So what might Griffith have looked like? Considering the extent of his injuries, he likely resembled a living corpse. His once beautiful face could have been marred by scars, his eyes hollow and lifeless, reflecting the void where his dreams once burned. His body, once strong and agile, reduced to skin and bone, a shell of the warrior he once was. But there's more to this than just physical appearance. Griffith's post-torture form could symbolize the death of his humanity and the birth of something darker. His outward transformation might mirror his internal descent into despair, setting the stage for his rebirth as femto. In Berserk, appearances often reflect the inner state of the characters. Griffith's broken body could be seen as a visual representation of his shattered dreams and the hollowing out of his soul. The torture didn't just break his body, it broke his spirit, preparing him for the ultimate sacrifice during the eclipse. Perhaps the most haunting aspect of this is how little actually we see. By leaving much of Griffith's post-torture appearance to our imagination, Kentaro Miura allowed us to fill in the blanks with our own fears and interpretations. It's a brilliant way to emphasize the horror of what Griffith endured. Fans have come up with numerous interpretations of what Griffith might have looked like during this period. Here are some comments about Griffith on the internet on places such as Reddit. He doesn't have skin, tongue, teeth, nose. It's too grotesque and daunting to even wonder what the Keeper did to him. Juro and Guts take Griffith's helmet off, and when Casca tries to get close, Guts gets mad and doesn't even let her see him. Then they put the helmet back on and it stays on for the rest of the arc. He went from a handsome dude to something that can't be seen. And I love that it happens when Guts takes off the mask, not before when he's checking out his cut tendons and cut out tongue, because the mask is such a strong, consistent symbol for the image Griffith hides behind. This comment brings the focus on the fact that Guts was immensely shaken by Griffith's vulnerable and weakened appearance after his torture, which highly contradicts the image of the unreachable leader of the Band of the Hawk. It's such a shock to him that he doesn't allow Casca, who greatly cares for Griffith, to be traumatized by it too. The same way how Guts took it deeply and made him sorrowful and brought him to tears. Some envision him as a grotesque, barely recognizable figure, while others see him as retaining a tragic beauty marred by the visible signs of his suffering. Theories range from him being covered in scars and lesions, to having a haunting, skeletal visage. This first visual interpretation displays Griffith's halfly opened up face, where the muscle fibers can be seen with the skin being clinically removed. The eyes of his character are practically dead already, emitting a sense of hollowness and eternity, while his cheeks and their inwardly curved feature complement the look of a skeletal dead man. But before we get into the last and most popular one, this Griffith is practically a zombie, with his lips being completely destroyed, his nose sliced away to the bone, one eye fully shut and swollen, while the other is being alarmingly stretched out of his socket, as if it had been partially blown out by pressure. This is a true image of someone who is probably dead. Now to the last one and probably most known. Surprisingly, Griffith's face is not as disfigured as in the previous illustrations, but rather only cut up in some places. The wholeness of the face and its integrity is not damaged, while the eyes yet again represent pure exhaustion from the torture. The uniqueness of this image is its point of view. We are Guts once he opens up Griffith's helmet in the dungeon. While Griffith did not open his eyes at the very moment in the manga or anime, but rather a bit later, the painting nevertheless succeeds in bringing us into the scene. Griffith looks up at us in such a state that we can't do anything other than tense up and feel extreme pity. This is the same person that we call best friends and family, so it makes it even more heart-wrenching and scarring. From this point of view, we are too late to do anything of use. We had left a close human to the cruelty of the world, alone. These interpretations show just how deeply Griffith's story resonates with us all. His fall from grace, his suffering, his transformation into something unrecognizable. It's a testament to the complex storytelling in Berserk and the profound impact it has on its fans. So, what do you think Griffith looked like after the torture? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Berserk theories and discussions. Until next time, stay strong and keep your dreams alive. Just don't sacrifice your friends to do it.